If you could go back 4 billion years in time, you would find the Earth a very strange place. You would not be able to breathe because the air would be filled with poisonous gases, and you would not be able to eat because there would be no food. And no living things. There would be nothing flying in the sky and nothing swimming in the water. Most of the ground would be bare rock. But in the sea, somewhere, the beginnings of life would be stirring. We are not certain that it did not happen all at once, but developed gradually through a series of chemical reactions. Scientists test this idea by recreating the conditions of the early Earth in laboratory experiments. These experiments suggest that life could have started quite by accident, most probably in the sea. The earliest living things were bacteria, which grew by using chemicals in the sea. When the chemicals started to run out, it became harder for life to survive. Some living things, called cyanobacteria, found a new way of growing, called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis works by using the energy in sunlight, and it produces oxygen as a waste product. As this new gas began to build up, the Earth's atmosphere changed, creating the kind of air we breathe today. Several things about planet Earth make it uniquely suited to life. The main one is abundant water. No other planet that we know of has the huge oceans we have, nor the many lakes and rivers. Water is a very important ingredient of all living things because it has many properties that no other substance has. All the important reactions that occur inside our cells require water, and all the organs in our bodies such as the heart, lungs and liver rely on being surrounded by water. Without water, life as we know it could not go on. Could there be a completely different kind of life form that is not based on water? Every living thing on the earth is descended from one common ancestor that lived long ago. We know this because, although living things have different genes, they have all inherited the same genetic code to make those genes work. That ancestor was probably a creature similar to a bacterium. But how could a bacterium produce descendants as different as sharks, daisies, cucumbers and camels? Living things slowly change or evolve over millions of years. Tiny differences have built up to produce completely new species. Evolution has produced all the creatures found on Earth. The evidence for this comes from fossils, and from comparing the structure and chemistry of living creatures. But what makes evolution happen? Scientists believe that the answer is something called natural selection. All animals and plants produce more young than can possibly survive. Some die, while others go on to produce young of their own. In general, the ones that are best suited to their environment survive, while the weakest die out. Because the best adapted survive and are most likely to pass on their genes to the next generation, the species gradually becomes more and more suited to its environment. Some creatures die out, or become extinct, while others flourish. This is part of the process of evolution. Successful species move into new areas, or start eating new food, or adapt to a change in climate, and so evolve into new forms. The extinctions make space for new species to emerge. Human activities such as forest clearance, building and road making, which are not part of natural process, are now also causing extinctions. Too quickly for evolution to fill the gaps, we are now losing thousands of species every day, and they are not being replaced.